You know, I've ridden all over the state of Michigan and can honestly say I've never seen this before. What the?
You found MTB Trailview. This video is for people who love the adventure of riding new trails and for new riders to the sport to get a taste of the trails that are out there to ride. Trailview will take you on trails, start to finish, show you how to find the trailheads, and call out some key features along the way from an intermediate rider's perspective. So let's get at today's ride. So today we're going to be looking at the Bald Mountain North Trail systems. And let me tell you, trying to find the trailhead to these is like trying to find the Massasauga Rattler.
So there's two different entrances to the Bald Mountain North loops. The first one, where I am, is the Lake George entrance. And the best way to find that is go to your GPS,
Type in Oakview Middle School. That's Lake Orion Oakview Middle School.
so you'll drive past the school and go to the first intersection. That's going to be the corner of Lake George and Predmore Road. Continue straight. You go down about, a half a mile or so, and you'll see the entrance on the left-hand side of the road. You'll know it because you'll see this guardrail right here. You unload your bike, and then you just come down this little gravel trail, and this is where the trail begins. You just head to your left once you get to this point. Okay, so hopping onto the Bald Mountain North Trail. I prefer this way to start the trail because it's pretty easy. It's a good warm-up. It's just kind of like this gradual downhill. It's not even a downhill. It's just a downward type feel. You don't have to pedal much. It winds through the woods. And it's a pretty wide trail, as you can tell. You could about drive a golf cart down it. And if I haven't ridden in a while, I'm a little bit out of shape. I'm not trying to do any kind of big hills today. I want something a little easier, but then at the same time, there's stuff here that is, on the heftier side. This is the place that is kind of fun to go to. It has lots of uphill climbs, so you still have to be in shape. But at the same time, it's pretty easy. I would say that this trail is a great place for a novice rider. Intermediates and up, of course, everybody can find fun in it. But if you're a novice rider, you're really gonna like this trail. It has far more ups and downs than, say, trails like Tree Farm or river bends. Those trails are much more flat. This has uphills. I'm on a little one right now. So it's just a little bit more than those. Now, that said, there's nothing here that's going to creep up on you. Nothing that you have to worry about as a novice. As an intermediate and an advanced rider, this trail is great for if you want to get some big speed, because you can definitely do that. Especially this section right here from where we started all the way down to the next trail intersection. You can really get flying. Now, that being said, you got to be careful because it is a two-way trail. Some people will tell you it's a one-way, but it is a two-way trail. I looked it up. And the other thing is it's shared with walkers. And because it's a big wide trail like this, you're gonna get lots of walkers. So you gotta be cautious about your speed and remain in control. One thing I've noticed right out of the gate this year is that they've done I'm gonna stop for a second. Look at this beautiful bridge. It's another great thing about this trail is there's all kinds of beautiful things to look at. Lakes as you go by, and this is the Lake George Trail. I believe they refer to it as part of the Bald Mountain North systems. Hey, how you doing? There's a walker right there. So, what was I saying? Oh, they've done a lot to this trail since the last time I've been on it. This area is usually pretty low, kind of swampy. And I see that they've filled it with gravel. And that's great. That means you can get on it a little bit earlier in the season. This is one I kind of avoid in the spring just because of that very thing. It's usually swampy in here, and you're going to get all kinds of wet and muddy. But they've put a good 6 to 8 inches of gravel on it, which I'm really appreciative of. I'm also appreciative to all the people who work on all the trails throughout Michigan. I really, it's just great stuff. Every time I go out, there's a little log crossing here. Every time I go out, the trails here in Michigan are in great shape, and I contribute it to all the volunteers and workers. Okay, we're coming up to another parking area here. So you'll be going down the trail and you'll come across this intersection right here. This is another parking area that you can access from Predmore Road. Back down there is a bathroom if you need it, an outhouse. And if you continue straight down this trail, it's going to continue on the loops that we're exploring here at Bald Mountain North. So if you've ever wondered what Bald Mountain South is like, I haven't done a video on that yet, but it's very much like this. It has ups and downs, hills, but it's very wide. You can put a golf cart down it, and it's just an extension of north, so that's why it feels pretty much the same. Very few obstacles in these trails. The biggest obstacle, like I said, is the hikers. There was an exit back there, but I'm not going to try and confuse you with that. But people who know this trail might wonder why I didn't show that. I just want to show the second entrance, and I just want to keep this simple for new riders who are trying these trails. That's what these videos are basically for anyway. And for people who've never really been here. So we're going to come to this split, and we're going to go to 6. If you keep to the right, that will finish this loop. This loop isn't all that long all by itself, maybe just a couple miles. But if that's all you want to do is just the short loop, you hang to your right. If you want to continue and do the second loop and incorporate it all into one ride, which we're going to do here, we're going to head to our left. We're going to follow trail 6. So coming up to here, we're going to cross a gravel road. And you can either turn left on the gravel road and go to the parking lot, or you can cross it. This is still going to take you to the parking lot. You head left here. Hi, how are you guys today? So we're going to take this to the left. This will also take you to the parking lot. It's just more fun to go down a trail than it is a road. And I'll explain what's up when we get to the parking lot. So at the beginning of the video, I was telling you there's 2 ways to access this trail. One is through Lake George entrance, and the other one is through the Harmon entrance, and that's where I am right now. Harmon, H-A-R-M-O-N. So here's what you're looking for. Heart Lake Canoe Launch, and that's where the parking lot is. And that's at the corner of Predmore and Harmon. You can find the parking lot here, and the trailhead is right off the edge of it. It's really super easy to find, and that takes you in to the second loop. We're doing 2 loops here. We've done half of the first loop so far. Now we're going to do all of the second, and then the other half of the other one. So off we go. We're leaving from the parking lot, and gonna head down this trail here again. They've continued to really beef up this trail, raise it with the gravel. I appreciate that, because this is always low and wet in the spring, even when it rains a lot. So, can't see it on camera, but this is a little uphill with roots right here. And this whole stretch along here, while it's wide and clear, it is rooty and some rocks. So be careful, because it could be slippery. if it's wet. Here's some rocks right here. Uphill with rocks. Another area like this. Right here. Rocky, rooty, uphill. But not excessive. And we're going to come to a big break in the trail here. So you're going to come to this split. If you go straight, it's going to cut off a hilly section. If you want a little bit more out of your workout, you want to do some hills and do some climbing, you're going to branch to your left. Straight, you're going to avoid that. It knocks about a mile off the ride if you go straight. But if you're a novice and you just don't want to deal with the climbs, that's the way to go. So we're going to take a left here and we're going to go on the blue loop. We just merged off the white loop. The white loop is the one that left the parking lot. And if you continued straight, you'd stay on that white loop. This is the blue loop. You can see right out of the gate, it's much more rocky, downhill, sand in the corners there. The sandiness just comes from the runoff of the rain coming down the hills. Now we're into an uphill, but it's a nice solid blue ride. It's easy. Just be aware of, mixed areas of the trail. There's roots, rocks, and ups and downs. This is a downhill. It's gravelly. I usually stick to the right here. And we're going to come down that and move right into an uphill. Also gravelly with roots. This is probably the biggest, hardest uphill section on this trail. It's not that long, but for a novice rider, it can be challenging, especially if it's wet, because the rocks get slippery and the roots are there. And we're through that. So this whole area is really up and down. It's a mixture of pines and regular forest, but wherever there's pines, there's sure to be roots on the top of the ground. It's one thing you can always take note of. If you're coming up to an area, you can't see the trail yet, but you see a bunch of pines and it's wet, just know to slow down a little bit if it's the first time on your trail. We're into some sand here. All this is downhill, roots, kind of a sharp turn at the end that's sandy, so be careful with that. Roots into an uphill. But anyway, I was saying I'd appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe and do all that. I don't say that so I can grow in popularity or whatever. I could care less about that. My goal is just to get people out onto the trails, grow the sport. The more people who come out here, it's not a bad thing. The more people who are riding, the more funding comes to local parks and from the state government to make the trails better and to build them better. So it doesn't have to all be volunteer based to keep these trails nice. So your likes and subscribes and your comments back to me really help me figure out what it is that you're liking and what you're not liking. And I'm always open to suggestions. I've only been doing this since the middle of July, and it's really quite a task to try and edit these, narrate these, know the trails. Some trails I don't know, some trails I know well. The ones I don't know, I take it from the perspective of a first-time rider, just like you would be if you went, except I can give you the view. So anyway, I hope you like what you're seeing, and I'd appreciate any positive feedback. If you're gonna be a troll, don't bother. Okay, coming up to a split. So if you took the shortcut, you would come up here. If you took the blue way, you would come up here. And we're headed down the white. We're just gonna continue the trail. Okay, back on the white trail now. I love this little down slope part right here. Roots, rocks. Hi, how are you guys again? Again, this is a two-way trail, so you have to be careful. And also shared with by hikers. Roots here, shared with by hikers. So don't get too carried away. Moving into a downhill right here. Rocky at the bottom. And then it's going to get rooty. There's a couple different ways through that back there. I know often on camera it looks really smooth. It's not as smooth as it looks. So that was a challenging section. Again, everything I'm saying is from the point of view of an intermediate rider, and I'm trying to just trying to get to the novice type riders and intermediates and get them out on some trails that they might not have tried before. Before I started doing this, I always thought it was too much for me. Even as an ex-motocross racer who won 3 national championships, there's something about the trails and a bicycle combined that I felt a little intimidating. And then I'd sometimes go to the wrong trail, get in over my head, and it wasn't fun. So that's what these videos are about. So if you're an advanced rider, sorry if I'm talking way under you, but no offense, you already know how to ride. You already know where the best trails are. And so I'm trying to help the new guy. And I appreciate the new guy. And I'm overwhelmed at the amount of emails that I've been getting. So, and now we're coming up to the end of the loop, to the parking lot. If you go right up here, it'll take you back to the parking lot. And if you go straight, it'll finish the first car. So we're going to cross this road, and it's going to take us back to the Lake George parking lot. All said and done, if you do both loops, it's about 6.5 miles. I often do both loops twice. And here's the junction between the Lake George Trail and the Harmon Road Trail. I don't know if they call it the Harmon Road Trail, but I'll say the white and the blue trail. And this is the orange trail. So we just keep going straight from the white. High bank turn. Nice windy day out today, keeping me cool. It's the beginning of September. Super soft there, sandy. Anyway, I'm running this trail at the beginning of September. It's not quite fall yet. Leaves haven't started to turn, but it feels like fall. It's like 65 degrees out today. Beautiful day for riding. Here's a bridge crossing that's pretty cool. There's lots to see on this trail, I feel like, especially the Orange Trail. Orange Trail takes you by lakes and streams and over bridges. Here we come on a rooty section. There's a split here. Doesn't matter which one you take, they both go to the same place. It's usually the area where people rest before we go into more of the up and down trails. Right here, I'm gonna take it slow so you can see it, but I love to fly this fast. But be careful, it's very rooty and downhill, you can see it. With enough speed, you can kind of just jump off all that stuff and then down. And here at this split, we're gonna hang to your right. If you go to the left, it takes you nowhere. It goes to a private camp. Don't waste your time. We explored that before. Hey there. How's it going?
Taking it easy.
Well, there you go. Be safe. I ran into those people in the parking lot. They said they watch my videos. That's pretty awesome. I appreciate that. So all this is downhill into a flat here. Rooty. My son and I have this mantra that we live by when we mountain bike. If it's first time down a trail, don't just send it and go as fast as you can. Reel it in a little bit. Learn the trail. Because no matter how moderate it is, there's probably something that will catch you off guard. Okie dokie. So we've come, you can't really see it's a Y because half of it's paved or gravel, really nice. And then you got this little chute right here. We're only a couple hundred yards from the end of the trail. But something you should know. We just came up this trail right here, but if you branch off this way, you're gonna see that there's another trail system, and it goes up there. Where does it go? That goes to Addison Oaks. So Addison Oaks, you can see on another one of my videos that I posted. Addison Oaks is about a 6 mile long trail. It's one of the nicest manicured trails that you're gonna find in all of Michigan. Has a lot of uphills and downhills, but just fun downhill flow. For many, I've gotten many emails that say that it's their favorite mountain bike trail in Michigan, if they wanna go smooth and flow. So you can either go to the entrance of Addison Oaks and access it there, or if you're doing this trail, you can just merge right in here, go down here, you'll cross the road and into Addison Oaks. You'll do the Addison Oaks loop, come right back on this trail and go out to the parking lot here. So it's a great alternative if you want to make a 6 mile ride, a 12 mile ride, that's the way to do it. And so we're gonna finish this out. Like I said, we're only a couple hundred yards away from the end of the trail. So with that, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'd like to thank you for watching MTB Trailview. I really appreciate it. And I invite you to like and subscribe. Like I said earlier, it's not just because I want to be popular and have a bunch of likes and subscribes, but it really helps tell me what it is that you like. So I appreciate you, and until I see you on the trail next time, be safe out there.